You're listening to Civic Media. You can tune into any of our live shows on any radio station across the state with the Civic Media app. Find us in your phone's app store and listen anytime, anywhere. This is your WAUK Daily News Roundup for the Shaw, 101.1 FM and 540 AM in Waukesha.
For 540 WAUK News, I'm Stuart J. Waddles. It's turning into a mad scramble in Madison with a state budget due by Monday. Republicans are split, and they're also at odds with Governor Tony Evers. Savannah Tomei-Olson has the details.
Last week, talks broke down between Republicans in the Senate and Republicans in the Assembly, but the clock's ticking here. And now the governor says he will not sign a budget unless it includes money for child care counts. That was a pandemic-era subsidy that went to child care providers. It expires in this budget. Without it, up to a quarter of Wisconsin child care facilities could close. That's according to research commissioned by the state. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos says Republicans' plans do not include child care counts.
We're already doing things on child care, so I feel like a lot of that isn't necessarily focused on the details. It's more on the broad picture. But look, I know we're going to make investments in trying to help make sure that parents have access to child care.
But Vos says those investments would not include payments to child care providers.
Our caucus has been pretty steadfast in saying we are not just going to write checks out to providers, just like you don't write a check out to the person who owns a grocery store to lower the food costs.
Corinne Hendrickson, a family child care provider, was on Matt and Air on Air responding to that grocery store analogy.
And I thought to myself, we're the farmers in this situation, in this scenario. We're not the grocery store owners. We don't sell the children. We are the farmers. And we subsidize farmers and ag like crazy so that people can afford and access food. So we are the exact same situation.
So far, there are no meetings scheduled for the Joint Finance Committee this week. The committee would have to pass a budget plan, then that would go to the full legislature for a vote before it could head to the governor.
Coal will continue to be used in Oak Creek. For the third time, We Energies is pushing back the closure of its Oak Creek coal plant, now set for 2026. The power company is citing concerns over energy reliability and supply shortages. The company recently got approval for a major gas plant project in Oak Creek and Kenosha County to meet growing demand from data centers. Environmental advocates warn that continued reliance on coal will increase costs for Wisconsinites and delay progress toward. For the second year in a row, the Wisconsin Supreme Court declined to take up lawsuits seeking to redraw the state's congressional district lines. The makeup of the court is different than last year, and many thought the change in the balance of power would change the outcome. Democratic leaders say the current maps unfairly favor Republicans, while GOP officials argue against changing boundaries ahead of the next election. The ruling means Wisconsin's congressional districts drawn by Governor Evers, approved under a conservative court, will remain unchanged. The Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office is stepping up patrols at the lakefront following a series of incidents involving unruly crowds and fights. Video from this week shows a deputy using a taser on a man who was running from officers, while another recent incident involved deputies responding to a fight with tasers in hand. The sheriff's office is urging more parental supervision and is asking the public to avoid crowding around these incidents. A worker at a Racine County food packaging plant, co-owned by Assembly Speaker Robin Vos, lost a fingertip in a workplace accident earlier this year. JS Online reports that has led to a federal safety investigation. A spokesperson for TS Food Packaging told the paper they prioritize worker safety and will address any issues OSHA identifies. The report indicates the injured employee and another former employee dispute that safety protocols are always followed. This is the second OSHA complaint at the plant in a year. The second weekend of Summerfest starts today. There's a special Throwback Thursday price to get in with $5 entry and 50% off select drinks until 6 p.m. Lainey Wilson will headline the amphitheater with other acts including the Avett Brothers, Mayday Parade, and Devo. And that's news on 540 WAUK. I'm Stuart J. Waddles. News at the top and bottom of the hour, or anytime at WAUKradio.com.
The Bucks are on the clock. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports basketball. The NBA draft continues tonight. The Bucks with a pick in the second round, 47th overall. Former Badgers star John Tonje and Marquette's Cam Jones expected to be selected. Last night, Con Knippel from Milwaukee the 4th overall pick by the Charlotte Hornets, becoming the highest drafted player ever in state history. His high school coach, Ryan Walls, at a watch party at Wisconsin Lutheran High, who won the state with Knippel in his senior year.
Never had a kid ever be drafted before, so able to share this moment with a lot of people who love Con.
Baseball, the Brewers with a day off before hosting the Rockies tomorrow night. Rookie pitcher Jacob Mizorowski now 3-0 after leading the Brewers to a 4-2 win over the Pirates yesterday to win that series.
Electric, that's Miz. Walking a couple of guys and a little erratic, able to calm down himself and get right back on the bump and stay on the attack. That was huge for us.
That's Brewers catcher Eric Haas with Sports. I'm Mike Clemens.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. Alana Thompson, a.k.a. Honey Boo Boo, is back in the public eye, or trying to be. Americans last remember her from 2012's Here Comes Honey Boo Boo. The show followed the hyper 6-year-old while she graced the airwaves of TLC and was a spin-off from an equally horrible show called Toddlers and Tiaras. Both shows were the brainchild of Mama June, Alana's mother. Now the poor kid is trying to reinvent herself and remain relevant as former reality stars so often do, and she's using a new biopic to do it. If you're interested and can't get enough southern drawl and manufactured charm, check out I Was Honey Boo Boo on Lifetime. Dreamy heartthrob Bobby Sherman has passed away. Sherman was a teen idol in the 1960s. Sherman sang hits like Little Women, Hey Mr. Sun, and Easy Come, Easy Go. Bobby Sherman was 81 years old and 5 feet 9 inches tall. Is it just me, or does it seem like people should know the height of celebrities who pass away? Let's start something new here. Jane Austen's Sense and Sensibility is getting a makeover. Daisy Edgar Jones has just signed on to be the film's lead, Eleanor Dashwood. The role of Sister Marion Dashwood has not been announced yet. The story follows the sisters after they are forced to leave their family home in Sussex due to financial issues. Daisy Edgar Jones herself announced the news on social media. Her previous credits include Where the Crawdads Sing and last summer's Twisters, where she played the female lead opposite Glenn Powell. Most of us have a love-hate relationship with Facebook and only know the story of its beginnings from the film The Social Network. There will be a sequel on the way from Aaron Sorkin. Variety reports that Sorkin has written a screenplay as a follow-up to the 2010 film based on a series of Wall Street Journal articles called The Facebook Files. No casting has taken place yet, but Sorkin is an Oscar-winning writer, so buckle up, folks. It's always fun to watch the box office prognosticators estimate what film will earn how much in theaters. The new Brad Pitt film, F1 the Movie, a film set in the world of Formula One, is being called Top Gun on Wheels by people such as me, Pete Schwaba. It opens this weekend, and box office so-called experts are estimating the film will bring in $40 to $50 million. F1 the Movie is Apple Original Films' 6th theatrical wide release. Speaking of Pitt, the actor recently told a story about how he was almost fired when he was an extra. Pitt appeared on Dax Shepard's Armchair Expert podcast and talked about his life as an extra after moving to Hollywood. Pitt told Shepard while working on the Charlie Sheen movie at No Man's Land, he ad-libbed a line while playing a waiter. The assistant director told him, if you do that again, you're fired. Can you imagine? His mutual man crush with George Clooney was almost unrequited. For more showbiz fun, tune into Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Partly cloudy, scattered showers and thunderstorms today. Are high in the low 80s this afternoon. We'll get more rain tonight, another quarter inch or more possible. Our low 67, scattered thunderstorms tomorrow, 79. By Saturday, partly cloudy, 81. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable. Outside now, it's 75.
That's your WAUK Daily News Roundup from Civic Media. Subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you find your podcasts. Find more news at WAUKradio.com. The national news cycle never stops, but it can be hard to find news about your local community. Civic Media is dedicated to providing quality local and state news coverage across Wisconsin. With the Civic Media app, you can get notifications about local stories that matter to you and your community. Find the free Civic Media app in your phone's app store and choose notifications from the menu to tell us what kind of news you want to hear about.